Welcome to this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Throughout the year, we have brought you countless stories aimed at keeping you informed about what's happening in Montgomery County. Today, we take you on a journey back through some of those stories that defined 2016. We begin with the county budget. The County Council has approved a $5.3 billion budget for fiscal year 2017. Susan Kennedy explains how the money will be distributed.
You, my colleagues, really stand out as a strong, collaborative, and responsive team of governmental leadership at its best. It's been a true honor to lead you through this very difficult budget. You should be very proud.
A reflective council president, Nancy Florine, congratulated her colleagues and other county officials on this education-first budget. The agreement comes after weeks of deliberations with all county agencies, and it shares the council's core goal of using its resources to benefit county schools and its residents.
This is an education-first budget. We are really proud of that. And I think we've collectively found a way, really because of the incredible leadership the Board of Education, for the first time ever, to have a true partnership. We've never had this before, over how we addressed ongoing costs, because that's been driving their ability to work on class size, and it's affected our ability to pay for everything else in the county.
Overall for the schools, the council approved a total budget of $2.45 billion, $90 million over the state's maintenance of effort requirement. The measure increases per pupil spending by close to $300.
We've had a great system for a number of years that left some of our kids short. And so this is really to make sure that we can shore up our system, to make sure that some of those kids who might slip through the crack are going to be getting an even better chance to be successful. So I'm happy to see that we have money and programs devoted to class size and achievement gap initiatives that are going to address that as a part of this year's budget.
My commitment as a member of the Education Committee is to continue this very robust, very intense conversation, dialogue, examination, oversight functions here from the County Council in partnership with the Board of Education to track the effectiveness of this investment. And it will have, in my opinion, and I'm optimistic, it will have extraordinarily positive impact in this county moving forward.
The council approved 4.5% pay increases for county employees, and school system employees will see the same raises. The council also raised the property tax to $1.03 for every $100 of assessed value, and the recordation tax by $1 per $500 during the sale or refinancing of a home. The majority of this money will help finance school construction, and $5 million will be set aside for affordable housing.
Every decision that we make has very significant financial implications for our residents, and we are acutely aware of what that means for every single person.
The budget goes into effect on July 1st. For more information on the FY17 budget, you can visit the council's website at montgomerycountymd.gov/council and scroll to the bottom where you will see the link for budget information. In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Another story that received a lot of local attention was a special visit from Maryland's Governor Larry Hogan to the county. That's when he made the big announcement that the state will be investing $565 million for local transportation projects. Lorna Virgili has our report about how that could impact your commute and traffic.
This is Maryland's busiest and most congested highway. 240,000 vehicles travel on I-270 every day. According to Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, help is on its way to ease traffic backups.
We're fixing every single structurally deficient bridge in the state. We inherited 65 of them. And we're finally moving forward on every single top priority road project in every single jurisdiction in the state. Today, we're here to announce our plans to invest more than $560 million in highway projects all across Montgomery County.
$100 million in new funding for the I-270 Innovative Congestion Management Project to improve travel times. That project should start in the spring of 2017. and another $129 million to construct the Watkins Mill Road Exchange.
This is a county that has 520,000 jobs in it, well over 1 million residents, and as a result of all that, the great progress that we made on job retention, we are looking at our life science hub here, and we need traffic relief. I'm delighted that the governor has recognized that, delighted that the Secretary of Transportation has been actively engaged in it. We now have an opportunity to have real solutions with monies and resources, help from the state.
Part of the governor's announcement included allocating $160 million for the Purple Line construction to start at the end of this year. In Potomac, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Vigili.
One of the biggest tragedies in Montgomery County this year was an explosion and fire at a Silver Spring apartment complex. That fire sent 34 people to the hospital and killed at least 7 others. Officials are still working to assist some 50 families who were displaced. Phyllis Armstrong reports on how those residents are coping with this devastating tragedy.
This Silver Spring family has come to the Long Branch Community Center not for housing, but for help. They are still going through the trauma of witnessing a devastating explosion.
Because everybody is here in their mind. That voice is when the people was screaming.
These parents and children still have an apartment. The trouble is sleeping there.
We are thinking that it's going to get a bump again.
U.S. Senator Ben Cardin called the loss of life and personal belongings heartbreaking.
Most of the people here have nothing left. Everything's been gone. So it's taking care of their basic needs, and they feel very vulnerable because their whole life is centered around their family and community here in Silver Spring.
Local and federal investigators continue to search for the exact cause of the explosion that destroyed 2 buildings. Officials have said a gas leak might be a factor. Local officials are also working on providing the counseling services some residents need to recover from the explosion that claimed at least 6 lives.
Just over a month later, the County Council received an overview of the incident. Susan Kennedy has that part of the story.
The blast could be heard as far away as 2 miles, and the fire was fed by the leak for more than 1 hour after the explosion. Washington Gas was not present at the council briefing. However, Fire Chief Scott Goldstein told council members the fire was fed for more than an hour because the gas shutoff valve was in the debris field and they could not reach it. Also part of the briefing, the county response to the dozens of families who were displaced by the blaze.
There would be an emphasis in this event on providing services, social services to those impacted. There was not an emphasis on any sort of immigration enforcement. Immigration status was not considered at any point throughout this response. It was of critical importance to us to make sure that everyone had the resources that we could provide them, and not on their legal status.
Councilmember Mark Elridge visited the apartment several times after the incident. He says this is the biggest mass tragedy in the history of the county, and it's raised a lot of concerns.
You're dealing with something that's, just kind of a freak one-off accident, or whether you're dealing with something that, could be prevented, that, we could have done things differently, or somebody could have done things differently that would have altered the outcome. So I think it's important to know that, and it's important for the community to have a better sense of, what made this happen. Because there's a lot of anxiety out there. Does everybody have to worry about, if you're enrolled in an apartment building, is this going to happen to them?
When we come back, the governor says no school before Labor Day. The big change coming to the county school calendar. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
In Montgomery County, we have a goal to reduce waste and recycle 70% of all waste by 2020. By recycling and reducing waste, we save natural resources and make our community even better. So recycle at home, work, school, everywhere, and keep recycling going. For more information, call the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311 or visit montgomerycountymd.gov/recycling.
Keep it going. Recycle more now.
Thank you for staying with us during this special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby, and we're showcasing the events that made 2016 such an amazing year in Montgomery County. This year, we saw some major changes for Montgomery County Public Schools. One of those changes occurred when Maryland Governor Larry Hogan signed an executive order. That order requires all public schools in the state to begin after Labor Day and to end by June 15th. It takes effect during the 2017-2018 school year.
Nearly 75% of all the people in Maryland strongly support this idea. And I'm proud to endorse this plan. And in just a few moments, I will sign an executive order which will finally make it a reality in our state.
Alongside the governor was Comptroller Peter Franchot. He has been pushing this idea for years, but in Montgomery County, reaction has been mixed.
I'm concerned about how it's going to work and who it's going to impact. I think sometimes we have situations where there are unintended consequences, and this very well may be one of them.
The Board of Education has decided that school will start on September 5th and end no later than June 15th. MCPS officials say that there are many other items that need to be addressed. Those include professional days and school closings due to weather. You can find the latest information at the website on your screen. The plan to improve the land along one of Rockville's most traveled roadways is one step closer to becoming a reality. Rock 11 Now's Kathy Dantzler has the latest on the Rockville Pike neighborhood plan.
Mr. Chair, I move to adopt the resolution to recommend the Rockville Pike's neighborhood plan.
We shall proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. All opposed, please raise your left hand. No abstentions. The motion carries 6-0. The plan is approved.
And with that vote, the Planning Commission's 5 years of hard work pays off and Rockville's Pike neighborhood plan is approved. This is the first time the plan has been updated since it was adopted back in 1989. The plan establishes policies for land, transportation, parks, and other things along a key 2-mile stretch of the Rockville corridor, south of Rockville Town Center, all while protecting the existing neighborhoods, but also making sure that there is an even mix of commercial and residential enhancements along the way.
It is thus my pleasure to formally present to you the Rockville's Pike neighborhood plan.
Now it's in the hands of the mayor and council, who have 150 days to review and act on the plan, which could include rejecting it or even sending it back to the Planning Commission for more work. You can also check out the entire draft plan at rockvillemd.gov/rockville'spike, or you can review a hard copy at City Hall and the Rockville and Twin Brook libraries. For County Report This Week, I'm Kathy Dantzler.
As of August 1st, a new revised plan was adopted. This year, Montgomery County continued to demonstrate why it's at the forefront of innovation. The county launched a new website to help promote property tax incentives if you make your home more accessible. Lorna Virgili reports.
10 years ago, I started having these issues with balance, and I lived in a large 2-3 story home, and I said, it's not gonna work. So we started looking into building a home that was accessible.
A sudden medical condition had Kathy Hansen rethink on how to live inside her home. She sold her house and had one custom built with features to help her move around. Now, in the height of the remodeling season, the Department of Permitting Services has launched a new website that contains straightforward information on how to improve your home and get a tax credit.
What we want to do is to assist those who are actually living in Montgomery County and who want to live in the communities and the houses they currently have. And also to assist the businesses that are helping to assist those who want to live in the county. And so some time ago, we looked at a variety of approaches. And what we wanted to do was provide an incentive, a tax incentive, that would help those who wanted to make their house much more accessible, both for those who are disabled as well as for those who are seniors.
The Design for Life website focuses on helping residents in learning on how to build and incorporate basic accessibility design features to make their home welcoming to persons living with disability and to seniors.
It's all stages and all ages. It's about making homes that are welcome and accessible, making it easy to increase the stock of this type of housing in Montgomery County. As we see with construction, we see hallways get smaller and smaller, doorways get smaller and smaller, and we actually want to make them bigger and bigger so that more people can enter them.
There are different degrees of the tax credit on the property tax, up to $10,000 in a 5-year period, and no more than a $2,000 credit per year. All program information can be found on the new website, designforlifemc.org. An added bonus is that the Department of Permitting Services will fast-track permits related to Design for Life remodeling. In Rockville, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Virgili.
When we come back, joining forces in Tacoma Park, a new program which aims at unifying the police and residents. And we look back at the county's Hispanic Gala and how this social event is helping to send students to college. Those stories and more when we come back. Welcome back to the Best of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Our show today highlights some of the stories that moved us in 2016. The Germantown campus of Montgomery College has been undergoing a dramatic transformation over the last few years, and the cutting-edge changes just keep coming. MCTV's Michael Brown has our reports.
With the official opening of the medical office building on MC's Germantown campus, another key piece was added to the Pinckney Innovation Center.
This medical office building is right next door to Holy Cross Germantown Hospital, who is our anchor resident partner, and it was really exciting. We have the hospital, potential tenants, all here to celebrate the opening. And the intent for the building is to house medically related, whether it's doctor's offices, there's a pain management, there's an imaging, a women's center, a pharmacy.
The Innovation Center is unique. MC is the only two-year college in America with a hospital and medical office building on campus.
The Pinckney Innovation Complex for Science and Technology at Montgomery College, we're shortening it to PICMC, is an integrated academic, business, and research campus. The target companies or target industry sectors that we go after: life sciences, health IT, cyber, all of these have a relationship to our core curriculum.
And PICMC will provide big benefits for MC students.
We have a memorandum of understanding of a number of activities that we will jointly participate in, which include clinical rotations for our nursing students, curriculum development. We have agreements with the hospital. They hire a number of our students. The whole relationship here serves an example of what we hope to have take place throughout the whole campus. But it's an opportunity for us to help Holy Cross Germantown Hospital in its human resources need for additional nurses and technicians.
And that's really the genesis of PICMC, to add more opportunities for students.
The whole purpose behind having business and industry on our campus is to connect them to our students, whether immediately after the 2 years that they spend here, or even in the future after they go on and graduate from four-year institutions.
For County Report This Week from Montgomery College, I'm Michael Brown.
Tacoma Park wants to strengthen the relationship between the community and police. So founders of the Unity in the Community initiative held a kickoff event to forge friendships and mutual respect.
Today is the kickoff for Unity in the Community, and this is an ongoing initiative to build better relations between our police officers, our residents, and elected officials, and basically bring the community together.
One of the biggest challenges that we face in the city is taking the idea of inclusiveness, which I think all residents talk about, and making it a reality. And so I think that's a long-term challenge, but I think something like this that helps set in motion some efforts to get us more along those lines, I think is a plus. So I'm happy to be here.
We're trying to create the relationships within the school. We're trying to give kids a positive opportunity to interact with officers outside the law enforcement arena. So the initiative is a kickoff.
A very small number of unfortunate events are unfortunately covering up all the positive events and interactions that the police have with their citizens on a daily basis. So coming out here, like I said, it really brings to light the positive relationship that we not only as the Tacoma Park Police have, but that all of law enforcement has all across the state and the country.
We all have to work together because we couldn't do what we do if we didn't have the community. You know, we have to work together. So this is what we're trying to really drive home, that we all won.
Tacoma Park is actually here for all of the youth. So I think that's very, for me, seeing all these people, meeting new people is great.
What I want to see is what's next. You know, we got to continue the dialogue. We got to get to the root of what these problems are. Why are we having such disastrous interactions between police officers and Black and brown people in this country? And how do we stop it?
It was another successful turnout for the Montgomery County Executive Hispanic Gala. The annual event gave out a record number of scholarships this year. Carolina Galeano has the story.
Montgomery County cherishes the talent and hard work of minority students, and that is why tonight is about them here at the Montgomery County Executive Hispanic Gala.
Well, new this year is a record number of scholarships, so we're really happy that we're able to increase the number to 78 this year. Also, we have a great number of students that are from all over the world, representing all over the world, so we're very happy to diversify the applicant pool and be able to award scholarships to a great number of other races and ethnicities.
I want to first of all congratulate all of our students. Let's give them a round. By having this type of event, the entire community can help embrace. And I think in the few years that we've done this, we've raised right now about $500,000, which I think is pretty successful. And we'll continue to build this and to grow this so that we'd include even more students. But we need the community support to come out, recognize the importance of this, and to help us to educate a large number of young people.
My major is nursing, so my plan is to go to MC for 2 years, just get my prerequisites, my general ed classes, and transfer to the University of Maryland up in Shady Grove, because they have a really good nursing program. And with this scholarship, this money, I mean, it's not only $2,000. I mean, it's a lot, but it's like a stepping stone. Okay, because this scholarship, it means a lot to me. You know, it's all my hard work that I did in high school, and it covers my first semester of college.
For students like David Toro, this was an opportunity to inspire his cohort of scholars.
Due to the fact that I'm blind, it does take a while for me to do some work, and managing the time for that is not always easy, and then having professors understand that it's not always easy, but it's a lot of communication, so it's definitely improved my communication skills.
The gala also recognized an Advocate of the Year, an Educator of the Year, and a Public Service Awardee. While recognizing the efforts of a community achieving great things, ultimately the night was about building a future.
For the business community, this is a fantastic investment because they get to see the young people that are going to be holding the jobs of tomorrow. In this group, we have nurses to be, we have educators to be, we have lawyers to be, we have individuals in the bioscience industry, in the engineering industry. There is a great youth that come from minorities throughout the state that maybe, they don't have the money to go to the Ivy League schools, but they're struggling, they're working hard, they're going to the community colleges, they're going to the state institutions, and they are working hard to really be the workforce and the employees of tomorrow.
When we come back, a local school welcomes back one of its own after she brings home the gold from the Olympics. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Here's your chance to save money and help the environment. Bring your reusable bag when you shop and you'll save 5 cents for every store bag you don't need. Retailers in Montgomery County charge 5 cents for the plastic or paper bags they provide. Why? Because plastic bags are the biggest single source of stream and waterway litter, causing pollution and flooding. And every year, Montgomery County spends $3 million on cleanup. So do yourself and the environment a favor. Bring your reusable bag when you shop. You'll fight litter and keep the change.
Welcome back to this end of the year special edition of County Report This Week. I'm Anqoinette Crosby, and we're bringing you the stories that made headlines this year. Helen Maroulis made history and won gold at the Olympic Games, but this champion hasn't forgotten where she came from. The female wrestler returned to the school she once attended in Montgomery County to share her golden experience with the students.
Yay! How are you? I'm good. Congratulations.
Today we had an all-school assembly to welcome former Cashel student Helen Maroulis.
I started wrestling when I was 7 years old. Obviously, I wasn't sure if I could become an Olympian, but I wrote down that I wanted to be one.
She won a gold medal at this past year's Olympic in freestyle wrestling. We had an opportunity to have her come and visit, and without any delay, we were absolutely grateful that she would be willing to come and visit with us here today at Cashel.
My career was able to find the success it had because I had so many women that were role models for me, and so I know how much of an impact that can have. And so, you know, to think maybe if I bring my gold medal and maybe if a little girl gets to hold it and that inspires her to want to chase after her dream, I mean, that's amazing. And so I love that, and I take great joy in that.
Its value is in what it means to me and everything that I did to achieve it. I hope that in holding it and feeling its weight and just seeing it, that you guys, it inspires you to choose a dream and to go after that dream for yourselves.
What I think really is very powerful about having Helen here with us today is her message about perseverance, her message about determination, her message about having a goal very early on in life and never letting anything get in the way of that goal. And so she was a great example of purposeful, intentional life course actions in order to achieve a goal that she set for herself so long ago.
Maroulis plans to continue her wrestling career and hopes to compete in the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan. It was another night of celebrating excellent design in the county. This annual event identifies the county buildings with the best design. Bridget Suissa was there and tells us who took the top honor. Bridget?
That's right. It was another successful event where the development community and county officials came together to celebrate the best in design in Montgomery County.
You're inspiring me, you're inspiring the community, you're inspiring other architects to to create a vision of the community that we are and the community that we can be.
Well, this is our second Design Excellence Award event, and it is so exciting. We have 6 fantastic projects that are going to be honored tonight and really represent the great progress we're making in Montgomery County to sort of up our game in terms of design excellence.
I am here to celebrate successful, great architecture, but really to show my support for raising expectations about what architecture can and should be in Montgomery County. You know, we didn't have, I think, historically, the benefit of a lot of great architecture on our signature commercial buildings and even a lot of our government buildings. And we can do better. So, you know, what we're trying to do is create a culture in this county that values design and architecture. That's what these awards are all about. And I'm really delighted to be here to meet with so many great architects who have been involved in these awesome projects.
We're committing to not only holding events like this that invite competition among the various real estate developers, architects, urban designers, to really create some healthy sort of gamesmanship to see who can build the best project and be recognized for it publicly. But we're also building stronger requirements for excellent design and architecture into our master plans, into our development review process, and we think that we are making some strides in raising the bar for design across the county.
It's an opportunity to really build upon the population and what their goals and objectives are, and to create buildings and communities and parks and all of the other things that make a community to be consistent with the quality of the people.
And with that, we close this special edition of County Report this week. We will return in 2017 with all of the stories that impact you as a county resident. From all of us here, we wish you a safe holiday season. And remember, sober ride services are available over the holidays. Call this number if you've had one too many drinks during the celebrations. I'm Anqoinette Crosby. Happy holidays.